last episode you saw I got the wide body fenders on over fenders from Fitment. They had the wheels and tires, so the outside's really starting to come together. Something I want to fix now is the wing. So I do have an LTW high-rise wing on this already. Clearly it's a rep. I put this on years ago. It was a cheap fiberglass one from eBay. It's never fit that well, and I've never been that happy with it. Now I'm going to replace this with a complete carbon fiber LTW rep wing. So we're going to do that among a good many other things. I'm not a huge carbon guy, like I don't want the whole car covered in it. But we have the hood, we have the sunroof delete, and now I'll have something in the rear to kind of tie those things together. I was too excited I couldn't wait, so I already unboxed the whole wing. I do believe it's probably still a cheap replica fiberglass wing, but it's been wrapped in carbon fiber. I think the guy said that it's all carbon fiber, but whoever wrapped it did do a good job. It looks legit. So to get the outside up to par, looking fresh again, obviously it had overspray and all sorts of dust and debris and particles over it from the over fender install. So the other night I clay barred the whole car, did a full polish and a full wax on the whole thing to get it kind of up to par, looking good. I didn't touch the over fenders at all because the paint is still, you know, about a week or two old, and I like to let it cure longer before I mess with it. I'll probably end up wet sanding and buffing those pieces individually. But for now, the rest of the car is looking good, and it has a real nice buttery smooth finish. It's nice and shiny again, got a lot of the minor imperfections out of the paint, which was the goal. So now, you can take that old crappy wing off, put the new gorgeous looking carbon fiber one on. I don't trust just screwing these together because I believe it is just fiberglass. Screws aren't going to bite into that well. So what I'm going to do is use new stainless steel screws that I have along with double-sided tape between each connection, and I think that'll give me a really secure hold and the wing isn't going to blow off, you know, at any kind of highway speeds, hopefully. But first, let's take that old crappy one off. Freaking double-sided tape is holding that baby on there for sure. I can see this breaking. This side's coming. Ooh. I'm not gonna lie, boys. I kind of like the no wing look. Kind of like it a lot, actually. I'm gonna have to get another trunk so I can swap back and forth. Now I'm going to get these pieces prepped for install. We'll start with the main piece. This combined with the 3M tape I think will hold really well. Yeah, that should be good thread engagement. Fitment looks good. Let's put some screws in it. I'm just getting it started with that. Finish putting it in with a screwdriver just so I get a better feel for it. Pretty happy with that, boys. I think that's going to hold pretty well. I mean, in reality, double-sided tape is super strong, especially the good stuff. So that combined with those two screws, I think it's going to hold. I hope it's going to hold because I really didn't want to glue this together. Sure, I could, and then you'd know it's not going anywhere, but I really don't want to glue it together, especially because, who knows, I might take these risers off and put it in the lower mode, because that is the point of having a 4-piece wing, is so you can change it. I don't want to make it a permanent, you know, single piece. So if an issue arises in the future, I notice it starts coming loose, I will take it back apart and actually like glue it together. That was a bit of a struggle, boys. I had to keep taking it off and repositioning it to get them to line up so I get this nice flush edge. I'm pretty happy with that. Like, the edge looks about as good as you can get on both sides. Pretty pumped with that. It feels super solid. So now on to the bottom piece. I haven't even checked fitment of this at all. I it's like they build it flat when they should be building an arc into it. Yeah, it's flat. It definitely needs to be pulled down, but that's what the double-sided tape and bolts are for. Alright, everything's cinched down with 4 clamps, because you gotta get like the bend in it, like it doesn't come with a bend. So now everything's lined up and in its place. I'm gonna drill these holes through where I already have holes in the trunk. That way I'm not creating new ones. Those are gonna venture all the way through and then up into the risers and the rest of the spoiler. Clamps are off, wing is positioned exactly where it was. Let's check it out. I've had this extinguisher in the car since I swapped it, but it's just kind of been laying around, rolling around on the floor, which is not ideal. This, very good solution. Happy with that. I'm happy with that spot. It's not in my blind spot, my mirror. I mean, I can see it a little bit, but pretty freaking solid mount. Pretty happy with that. And if there's an emergency, you just pull this pin real quick. Bam, it's out. Whole thing comes, bracket and everything. Really nice little kit. And it just clicks right back in. Put the little bit of foam on the bottom just to help with any vibrations or rattling, which I don't think there would be. All right, on to the next thing. So this has had a stock size, boy, my hairdresser really did a number on there, didn't she? Yikes. So this has had the stock size battery in it basically since I got it. The big bulky thing, of course it fits into the stock mounts and it works. That sucker's heavy. Here's a clip I took of the old battery and look how heavy this sucker is. Already works. It said I'm fat. Ooh, it's a hefty girl. That is a hefty girl. 42.5 pounds. This OEM E36 battery. 40 plus pounds. That battery was shot. I needed a battery anyway. So I got this. I got a PC925L. Pretty common battery for all sorts of different swaps. Not super expensive, and you see here, it is about half the weight. And this has more than enough power to start the car and retain a charge. And the mount I got, super nice little kit. Battery just sits in there, and then this bolts on top, holds it nice and secure. It'll fit really well in that spot down there. So all I gotta do is drill some holes and get it mounted. Now for the install, I'm gonna use nut certs, the nicest, cleanest, easiest solution. And I'm gonna use M6 sized. Tough. I need like that riv nut tool that's you could do one-handed. This is a little big. 4 riv nuts installed. I threw some paint down there because there was like some minor surface corrosion from the old battery not being vented. Pretty happy with that. I'm super pumped about that, guys. That thing is solid down there. It's like it's a perfect fit for the E36. E36 is on more of a diet with a nice clean battery setup. Oh, that's a wrap for the mods on today's video. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you made it this far, I'll give you a sneak preview of the next video and what's coming. Hint, major engine mod. So if you're looking at this video and you just happen to, well, you might have seen it there. If you made it this far, comment fast. If you know, you know. We'll see you next time.